Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And I'm doing a little update on my fish tank, which you guys have known has been already on the channel for a little bit. And I have incorporated these snails. I forget the name of them right now, but I'm going to put the link in the description. Um, well, I'm going to put the name of them in the description, but then I'm also going to put a link in the description for Amazon affiliated links to any snails or similar type snails you can actually purchase on Amazon. Though I purchased these at a pet store, they do sell them on Amazon. And essentially, these aquatic snails are used for cleaning the tank. Now, obviously, you guys know, as I mentioned in a previous video, that um, the my tank setup does not have a filter. So you could see here that it's pretty clear, and I do not clean this tank at all. Essentially, this is just off of the plant. So you have a good enough plants inside there. It's going to kind of filter the water on its own. Another little snail. Um, Another one right there. And so the only thing you really have to do is have things to kind of clean some of the debris that gets on the fish tank, which you can see here, there's some of it, and you can see that the snail is eating it, even though, in this tank here, I've got 3 of them. Even though it still doesn't really cloudy up the water, even though the tank is like, the sides get like that. You could take a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, and just kind of wipe it down. But generally speaking, this is what the snail's going to eat, and that's their job. So for anyone who's looking to do um, a non-filtered type of tank, this is kind of how you go about it. And I am going to also throw a link in the description for the plants that I have used in my tank setups. Now, and I'm going to put those also inside the description. But I also want to make note to something that I found out recently. Actually, is very interesting, and I kind of Googled this to kind of get a little confirmation on it. So early in the beginning, before I actually had purchased any aquatic plants, I took some random plants from the yard and I put them in the original first fish tank, which you could see in a past video where I was reviewing betas. And the fish that you see floating around here are actually the baby betas to the fishes, the other betas that you would see in the previous video, and they're doing well. But back to my point, I was going to say is that so I had took plants from outside and I put them inside the fish tank. Mostly kind of like weed type of plants, basic plants that just grow like aggressively, will grow on almost any condition. And at first, some of the leaves would come off and they would start dying. But eventually, what started happening is they started adapting to the water life, the aquatic life, and started to grow. The same here, as you can see, these right here, I had them in a jar, and I had them just sitting there in water. The jar was covered up, and they were just sitting in there for months because I was prepping it for that very purpose of when I was to get a second tank like this. And so essentially what happened is you can see here where the leaves are growing on it. This is like just a regular kind of, I don't know if it shows up very well. Can't really see it that well from that angle, but when you see it from here, these right here, you see those little leaf pads, those are the regular leaves coming off of this, plant, this one that's sticking up like that. And so it's actually doing well. It's evolved to be aquatic. So what's funny is the leaves that were coming outside of the water actually started to die, and the ones that were underneath the water started growing, where previously when we first put the plant in the water, the ones that are underneath the water die and the ones that are above the water grow. So it's very interesting how that works. Like I said, links are going to be in the description for similar snails or the same type of snails um, on Amazon. And in addition to that, the plants that I have inside here, these aquatic plants here, which I think they're called something Val. I'm going to have it in the description, but they're very nice because what happens is they work almost like spider plants. So essentially, you'll have like a main one here, and then it'll like branch off to the side and start sprouting a new one here. And that's kind of how they work. So it's very interesting, but they're very, like, they're going to definitely grow. So I definitely recommend them. All right, you guys, catch you guys in the next video.